How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be featuring the Lenin, the tier 7 premium Russian battleship. The Lenin. This is a ship that hasn't returned in 3 years. It was released during the Massachusetts campaign. I think that was back in 2020, December of 2020. So yeah, it's been quite some time, and we're coming up on another Christmas in Legends, so I'm sure there's going to be another winter coin or currency ship that is only obtainable through extreme grinding or having to purchase a bunch of crates, which is why, if you've been around the stream, I didn't purchase the unalt and play it for like a week, because I'm just saving up that 1,000 doubloons just in case it is something important for the next update. I have no idea, but it's just my speculation, because they typically do that. We've had the Lenin, the Yoshino, and also the Lion. The only ship of those that made any sort of return was the Lion, although the only way you could obtain that was by purchasing Super Santa crates. So really, did it actually make a return? Not quite, although you can technically obtain it. So I'm just trying to save my doubloons just in case I need to buy a bunch of Christmas crates to get the winter currency, and there's some worthwhile ship that you need to buy. We did spot the Ohio in the November update trailer, I guess, and well, since we saw it there, I mean, my tinfoil hat and fingers crossed that it's going to be one of those winter coin ships. If it is a steel ship though, I'm kind of broke. That's why I'm hoping it's a winter coin thing and we can just whale for it. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. I kind of feel like Ohio would be a ship that they would release in that way, because they know a lot of people would want it, and well, it's probably going to get a lot of people to buy crates so that they can get it. I'm sure most of the player base will be upset with that because they don't like to spend money, but at the same time, they don't have to, and I'm sure there's going to be a way to grind it for free. It's just going to be a very long and difficult one, and you'll probably have to play like every day throughout the update, which during the holidays is probably not going to happen, let's be honest. Having family gatherings, parties, and whatnot, probably not gonna happen. It is one of the unfortunate things. You can obtain, a cool ship, but then the grind is ridiculous, and also at a bad time of the year. Like, imagine if they did this like during the summer or something, when, like, I don't know, most people would probably have a little more time. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that work and whatnot, but if they're, still in school, they got summer break, nothing to worry about. No significant family gathering type thing, not like during the holidays. We got Thanksgiving, then we got Christmas and New Year's and whatnot, so yeah, not gonna lie, it's just bad timing, but at the same time, one of the best times for them to release a new ship and stuff, so yeah. But anyway, looking at the game, we're playing fairly aggressively. I mean, I'm trying my best to save our Hayate that kind of just YOLO'd in and lost all his HP. The Suzuya that's kind of been kiting is my #1 threat right now, because he's going to be the one that's going to make us waste our damage cons, which we've already used 1 of our 3. So now we have 2 left. Unfortunately, Hayate stuck around in his smoke way too long, and instead of leaving and trying to just go and spot and torp, he kind of just sat and tried to use his guns. His smoke faded, and he basically couldn't get away from the summoner that also smoked up right next to him. Luckily, we ate 1 torp and didn't do too much damage, and well, the summoner also didn't leave, so we were able to finish him off. And now we have a Cleveland, another HE spammer that is our #1 threat. There is an on-out in front of us that we kind of have to watch out for his torpedoes, because they do, 25,000 damage each, and there's 2 per side. One in the stern and one in the bow that have some pretty nasty torp angles. So we do need to worry about that. Cleveland being pretty low, we did chunk him fairly well. trying to finish him off, but we're not having any sort of luck. RNG is kind of trolling us here, even though we're well within the Russian gimmick and also having, I think I have Scharnhorst and Arp Yamato. I'm probably gonna switch back to Cunningham and Iachino. I was doing a little more research and trying to figure out the stats. It actually has a 1.7 Sigma, so that's not actually that low. I think something like a Vlad that has a 1.6 going full dispersion instead of Sigma, because the buff for the Sigma won't actually be that useful since it's already so low, would be better. But yeah, I think I might actually go back to a Sigma build on Lenin specifically, which is unfortunate because I've used Kedrov as my commander for both the Vladivostok and the Lenin. Although, is there really a reason to play the Vladivostok if you have the Lenin? Not really. But yeah, we pretty much charged in. Unfortunately, we left the Cleveland and this Unout on a very tiny sliver of HP. And then the Kutuzov finished them off. We should have 2 more kills and pretty much be on track for Kraken very early on. But yeah, we pushed forward, cleared this flank, didn't give them any space to breathe. And luckily, I mean, the Suzuya kind of sailed broadside, 8 citadels. Well, actually, there was that one salvo that we citadeled him through the stern, but yeah, he sailed broadside, 8 the last one to die, and Cleveland kind of just charged in. I think if Cleveland decided to kite instead of YOLO at a Lenin, he probably could have done a lot more, especially wasting our damage cons and Russian dispersion gimmick not helping us out if he's beyond, I believe, 12 kilometers, so we're lucky for that. But yeah, at this point, we're just going to head over to the other flank because it seems like they're kind of hitting a stalemate, just sitting on the north or south side of those islands. And, well, since we're coming in from the side, we're going to have a lot of good crossfires. Hence the Mogami that's over there, and also the Charles Martel. Although the Charles Martel did make a good decision to go on the other side of the island, pretty much on that outside, because, well, we have a crossfire in this Mogami. He is low HP, but yeah, when you have a crossfire and you get broadsides to shoot at, you're just going to start citadeling things, which we do to the Mogami, and we pick up our 3rd kill. So now we just need to keep pushing, because I'm thinking the Charles Martel may reverse away from our team if they start getting a better angle on him, and once he reverses far enough past the island, then we'll have good shots on him. And I feel like I don't really have any issues citadeling a Charles Martel like Godzilla. If y'all know Godzilla, during the Halloween event, lost his mind because of all the Charles Martels, or Charlemagne's, I guess, which is basically a Charles Martel at a lower tier. But yeah, I'm trying to get a clip just for him where we Citadel and Death Strike a Charles Martel, but we're not really getting the opportunities. Charles Martel didn't give us an opportunity to, and he pretty much died to our team on the other flank. Now there's just 2 battleships left, an Iwami and a Massachusetts. Massachusetts is just sitting flat broadside, and at this range it is possible to Citadel in Massachusetts, although fairly unlikely. We're still not within range of our Russian gimmicks, so our dispersion probably won't be that great. This Iwami though, we're going to probably just keep pushing straight at him. I feel like at some point he is going to try and turn out to use torps, and the Iwami is definitely a battleship that you can easily citadel. So I'll just keep an eye on him. As long as he's sailing bow in towards me, I can keep shooting at this broadside Massachusetts, especially with our epic reload. Our reload is now down to about 26 seconds, and we're pretty much gonna always have our guns ready, especially with how slow and sluggish the Iwami is, especially with its large turning circle. But yeah, at this point we are getting fairly close, so I'm kind of trying to hold my shot just in case the Iwami does decide to turn. He's staying angled to me, but our team at A has his broadside, so we'll just keep holding our shot, making him think that we're waiting to shoot his broadside, so he has to stay angled to us. And well, at this point our team done a good enough job. He doesn't actually turn out, which was kind of surprising. I figured he would have turned out at some point to try and torp as like a last ditch effort, but it seemed like he was actually trying to turn in and ram, which Also is a decent play considering how low he was, but at that point, it probably would have been better to just try to torp. But now we got 4 kills, and we're closing in on this Massachusetts, who still hasn't moved from his broadside beach position. Not really sure what this guy was really thinking, but yeah, it's looking pretty good for us. We're just gonna keep charging in. That's what these Russian battleships are really good at, is once you start pushing in, you get your Russian dispersion bonus, and you just basically don't give them any room to breathe. Your fast cooldown damage cons pretty much stops any HE spam. You do only have 3, well at least I have 3 in this build. Otherwise they'd set a bunch of double fires in the middle of our superstructure, which is why I like to use Firefighter. But yeah, once you start pushing in and get that Russian gimmick bonus, there's really nothing else to do. Just keep pushing, don't let them breathe, and you just keep putting pressure on them, and then hopefully you have teammates that can deal just enough damage to kind of take care of some of the ships like we did this game. We had the Cleveland on a sliver of HP, and then on out, I'm sure we could have killed them if we had used any sort of damage skill. Maybe we're running with scissors, but yeah, I didn't think we really needed it, especially with that 3% dispersion nerf. We finished the game with 189,000 damage and 3,700 XP. Yeah, this is Pinnacle Lenin. We just charge in, don't let them breathe, and just keep steaming our way through the enemy team. But yeah, that's pretty much Lenin for you. Like I said at the start, every time I post a Lenin game, it's a Kraken and some ridiculous XP between 3k and 4k. And yeah, we finished our hard mode for the 3,500 XP with this. And like I was saying, I do use Kedrov as my commander, and we'll get into it a little here. Like I said earlier as well, I was probably going to switch back to Cunningham and Iachino instead of Scharnhorst and Yamato. My main reason for that would be because the Sigma actually isn't that low that the bonus from those 2 inspirations wouldn't do anything like it would for the Vlad at 1.6. And then also the Russian dispersion gimmick. Russian dispersion is already so good, you're not really getting as much of a bonus because the value is so low already. But yeah, we'll keep messing with it. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more, and share it with your friends, or leave a comment down below on other ships you want to see in the future. But until next time, aloha.